everybody. Welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration, Part 176, Casual Conversations 91. As always, I'm your host, Bradley Bowes. Currently, my constitutional rights are violated in a way which has defrauded me out of all of my property. I cannot start a career or family because of it, and emotionally immature people keep scapegoating me with their immaturity. So, fun stuff. We got typical stuff for this series. We got current events and talking points. We got relevant and random stories. No stories nearly as fun as last episode, but again, when you are more mature than somebody that has some sort of control over their finances and they insult you every single time you talk to them, it's like, well, here's the United States Constitution, do that. Why would anybody want to help you? It's illegal, Mom. Like, I don't know why my own mother wouldn't want to help me, but, I can't control their people, so moving on. But again, I literally, to anybody watching this today or in the future, I don't have constitutional rights. People are neglecting health care globally, which is killing children, and legitimately no one feels responsibility for anything. Not the newscasters, not the academics that are required to publish paper, not the law enforcement that are required to enforce the rules, not the governors or the president who's supposed to care about the Constitution. It is literally a facade. People just do whatever they want on record. They've told me we can do basically whatever we want. And we've had direct interactions about my research for the past 2.5 years. They refused to give me a time frame so I could manage my money properly, which has ruined my relationship with every single person in my parents' family. And I still can't pay my bills comfortably simply because of fraud and ongoing criminal activity. But are there laws in this country? No. Any fraudulent statement about history, there's rights in the United States. We respect the Constitution. Working hard does good things. Being a good person helps you progress in life is all fraudulent statements of history. And they will be prosecuted, every single one of them. All right. 5 to 10 are children. Everyone over the age of 12 that is aware of my work should be able to make some sort of decision to support science. Forget me. Suppressing scientific information hurts everybody. It just nobody is morally capable of caring. They care about what they feel responsibility for. They feel responsibility for nothing. They learn to play games all day and come. That is what people know how to do. Then they get offended when they're supposed to honor a legal obligation. Posting a public contract and me satisfying the clauses of that contract blatantly and demonstrably, and everyone's like, oh well, nanner, boo-boo. Fucking ruined Brad's whole life. So, I'll never have a career or family unless someone pays me my money. Lets me socialize to any extent at all. So we have Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of Elvis Presley, dies aged 54, had full cardiac arrest, which is a heart attack. She was the only child of Elvis Presley, and the cause of death was recently deferred. So I think she had problems with substances abuse and stuff, but I just wanted to see, I once again forgot to bring it up, a statement about depression from Lisa Ann. This wouldn't be my scapegoating. I've never once felt like this, and I just wanted to read the statement she made. Lisa Presley. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah. So her son Benjamin killed himself, I believe. I just want to read her statement if I can find it before it's too late, or before it takes too long. But where is her statement? But obviously I did not pull anything out beforehand. But there was a statement I thought would be easy to find. But it says something like, after my son committed suicide, I had to keep going for my girls. Every day I wake up, again, I have full energy. I haven't had any physical sickness at all in like 3 years. I have full energy. I'm doing fundamental logical derivation the entire day. But I want to find a stupid statement. I can't find it. Google something directly and easy, and then you obviously can't find it. I think, okay, several years ago on Mother's Day, my son and I got these matching tattoos. Nope. Oh, of course you can't find this stuff. Yeah, blah, blah. Okay, I can't find it. It's just, the statement about depression is like, I can't keep going. Every single day I want to wake up and live my life, and the answer is just like, I don't have constitutional rights. And I live in a society where depression, which isn't a real thing, gets projected onto people, and then all the pathetic people say, oh, you can't say mental illness isn't real. And then I can't pay my bills, and I get scapegoated like I'm a sad person. And at my lowest emotional state, I'm just angry people haven't paid me my money. But obviously I want to read the statement. It's not easy to find. Because obviously if you Google something directly, concisely and direct, It is word salad, specialities everywhere. You can't do anything in this world. Nobody can do their job. Nobody is competent. Nobody's a good person. Joe Biden is found with classified document in boxes next to his Corvette, in his own home and his library. Again, another one of those things, if it's just menial documents that are classified, I don't care. If they're of substance, big problem for both Trump and for Biden. I just don't know the severity of the documents. And are the rules in this country? Now, are there laws in this country? Does anyone give a fuck about the Constitution? Absolutely not. It's a false statement of history if you say there are. What do I think about ChatGPT, or whatever the chat generator thing is? Well, I've not used it yet, and again, Y2K was a whopping 23 years ago. So again, in terms of like actual functionality and usage, I just have not used it. In terms of like discerning a human written thing versus a computer generated thing, but there'll be nothing. Again, infinite biological uniqueness. You can't fake 5 billion years of evolution with a computer. But I did apply for an audition for the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. Seeing as I get banned, I literally got banned from Flyers Stromboli because I guarantee you the manager said, again, this one was, again, no confrontation whatsoever. I just called order something like, we're not going to serve you. Discrimination for again, if you don't like the tone of my voice and it's my normal speaking voice. Again, with Flyers Pizza, I've never had a single confrontation. But again, educate yourself around the litter people. They are going to get scared and blame you for their insecurities. That's what my mom did. That's what all of my friends did. That's what all my teachers did. That's what everybody I've met and interacted with for the past 2.5 years and or documented for probably about the past 4 years I've done. And this has been happening my entire life. And so I applied thing A. If my voice is so loud that it scares people, maybe I can go sing. Julie Fallis, be the singer and the speaker. And my mom says, who would want to help you? Maybe they never publish your shit. Yeah, and again, what? What career? One of the 15 I have? Which one? And so, did not get an audition. Again, I have 10 albums of music out, but the next auditions are in August. So I asked the dude, I got a response. Typically when I apply to jobs, I just get no responses at all. Like I said, I applied to be a translator in Spanish, and no response whatsoever. Again, because my resume either looks like a joke to people, or people will say I'm overqualified legitimately. But I got a response from the dude about auditions. I asked, is there time? Granted, the auditions were, I think, was Monday of this week, so again, I didn't even Google it till like Friday, so it was like 3 days before. So I just emailed him, and was like, hey man, are there any open audition slots for Monday? Emailed me back, said there are not audition slots available. I said, when's the best time to apply? He's like, probably end of July before the auditions in August next, in 6 months. And then I asked, are there any languages or pieces that would help me stand out? Because for like classical music, granted, I've never really sang classical music, but I don't sing classical music or play jazz. I just max out my body's capacity. If there's a sound in this universe, I can make it within my mass range. And so I was just like, is there any? Because I can sing in any languages, even if I don't know intimately what the semantic of the words mean. I can articulate any phonetic. And so confidently and for real. So I was just like, is there any languages or pieces that would help me stand out? No response. So how many other people out there can like translate and write and sing profoundly well in any language, just like any language? Still can't get that job. Still can't get validated with a college degree. Still can't function in society whatsoever at all. But another couple quotes that I remember from, again, just finances with my parents, because it's stuff they just say over money over the years just doesn't add up. But again, my mother goes into mother mode. She doesn't treat me like a professional adult as I'm 30 with a PhDs in economics and a trading portfolio bona fide return of 10,000% lifetime. But some more quotes that stood up. I remember when because I documented, remember Peter Patton literally was a finance manager for my old mother's money manager, Jim Gabbs. And so during this series, she transferred money managers. And when she went to her new money manager, which is another person I know personally, but again, nobody will help me start a career. She literally, and this is the thing, when she's in a good mood, she talks about money like it's not a big deal. When she's in a bad mood, it's like, oh, well, we can't help our kid, even though we made a business agreement. Not helping our kid, we made a business agreement. But when she moved to her new money manager, she's literally said, the new money manager said, we have to do whatever you have to be ready to lose 20%. 20%. And my mom was like, okay, well, let's go do this thing. And so again, I don't know how much money my mom has, but she's been a VP for a large public company. My dad was an electrical engineer for 25, 35, 40 years. And I've never seen them buy anything. They own their house, they have nice cars, again, like a nice Mercedes and a Jeep and a nice suburban home. But I've never seen them at any point in my life buy things. So obviously, the children's education is going to be the most expensive things. But again, yeah, like I needed education that worked out so well for us. My goodness. But so I just crunched in some numbers. If they were, I don't have them written down, but if they made $80K a year each, no chance. Engineers can start at $80K for 30 years. Let's just say they did. And again, my point is, my mother has told me they saved 25 to 30%. And so now rewind the clock about 13 years ago, literally about 13 years ago, when Peter Patton was a finance manager and my parents were working with Jim Gas. I have a specific memory of walking downstairs. Like I've never snooped on my parents' finances, but just back of they just had like computer paper just out on the table with just numbers scratched down there. And I vividly remember seeing a depreciation of $1.3 million. Like this, like before I was in finance, just the parentheses around the dollar figure. And that was 13 years ago. I think that was depreciation, not. Again, so 13 years ago was like 2011, so it was like right after like the financial crash type of deal. Again, I don't know exactly. I wasn't doing finance from 2008 to 2011, but I just remember seeing this thing with the depreciation. I don't know if it's depreciation or total account value of 1.3 million. And so that was 13 years ago. My parents have been working professionals, and my dad retired, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I've never seen them buy anything, and then they're always like, I remember telling my mom, I made this investment, to try to make another 100K, 200K a year, and then she couldn't matter to her. Could not matter saying another 100K or 200K. So let's say you have that 13 years ago, let's say I'm almost positive it was depreciation. And again, someone who does economics and knows how much money's out there in the business world. And my mother can't let me manage my own money, because if I could have financial security, then I could be happy. My mom wants me to be happy, and the only thing that makes me sad or post on LinkedIn is money. So, and then we made a business agreement, now she wants to renege on that. So it's kind of like you're like the stimulus, mother. But anyway, let's say you have $1.3 million in your bank account. That's it. That's all you have. And you go to a new money manager and they say you should be prepared to lose 20%. That is what? Oh goodness, I'm going to fuck this up. But you know what? 250, 300 grand? So now take half of that. Why risk 20% of that? And again, that number has to be low. To risk it in this financial market as opposed to help your kid pay his gas bill. And again, managing money as a family as opposed to, I'm a selfish person, here's my thing, now you go do your own thing. My rights are violated. I can't do anything to get out from that. So I just remember seeing that, because again, Peter Patton was one of the 5 money managers, and now I'm trying to start a career, and it's just like, don't threaten my kids. I'm not threatening your kids. You're breaking the law, and you break the law, you file a lawsuit. That is what you do. Go turn on CNBC, that is what anybody does. But we are not allowed to treat Bradley like a professional adult. Now give him identity and dignity over his own life. We won't honor a business agreement, then we put financial pressure on him. And again, if you had $1 million, I remember seeing a depreciation or account value of $1.3 million. And if you're willing to risk 20% of the market, why not take 10% of that risk, or again half of that? So that'd be 150 grand. That would be another, again, 6 years for me able to live without having to worry about money as a loan. That's going to be paid back 3 to 1 with 5% of my alcohol company, which make them very wealthy. So again, we should manage money, but we don't manage money because we don't respect Brad's property. But then what is another quote from my mom. When we were talking in my house, she's disrespecting my life's research in my own home. And she was like, after she said, who do you want to help you? She gets all flustered, and then her emotional state becomes my problems. And I'm not raising my voice. This is all of her emotions. And then I'm gonna start talking to myself and like I do like when I'm doing my science. And she's like, "Who are you even talking to?" Again, it's like I'm a Looney Tune. Mother, I don't think people are watching me. I have told people to record everything I do because I do science a lot. Right? I am a mathematician, correct? I do science so prolifically, I can't write it down or type it all the time. So I've explicitly told people to record everything I do. I don't think people are watching me. I've told people to record what I am doing. And so her emotional state becomes mine. But then I asked her in the same conversation, like, do you plan to have no money, spend all your money before you die? And she's like, I hope to. Which in reality, again, if you have a lot of money, again, like giving away your money, I would build generational wealth, absolutely. Why the fuck would I not want to set up my kids? I'm not going to ever have kids, but, I would want to. And so in my house, she was like, yeah, I do plan to spend all my money. Mother, what have you spent money on? Like, an honest question, not mad at all. You own your house and your cars, and I've lived with you up until the age of 25. What big purchases have you guys ever made? So where does your money go? It just evaporates, And as a mother, if I was a parent, and I saw and I had a kid doing what I'm doing in terms of all this work, I would say, look what he's doing. He's taking initiative. He's putting himself out there. He is trying to do stuff. And I made a business agreement, so I'm going to honor that. But we're just not at that maturity level. But then after she says, I plan to spend all my money, I have another quote from before when she went, I think they either like redid their wills or, they just met with somebody to just have all of their accounts in order. And she literally says to me, and this is when we're on good terms about money, my mom's like, all of my stuff's going to go to dad, or to dad first, then to you guys. So it's either one or the other. Mother, you plan to spend all your money before you die, which it's completely reasonable, as long as you're taking care of your family first, completely reasonable, or you have wealth that you're going to plan to transfer. Because as wealth that's going to plan to transfer, it is going to get donated. And all I need is my gas bill. Again, I'm not over here trying to pay a $700 car payment. I'm over here with again, $2,500 monthly bills while trying to operate businesses, hosting music, paying for this. After $50 here or there, it comes out every month or two for renewing my cannabis card, which I actually do have to do, which you literally have to pay $100 to the state. Well, there's the state giving more licenses, stealing scientific information than I have to pay you to be able to access healthcare, which I can't access properly because you're stealing all of my other research as well. Love it. Fucking sweet. But those were just the last quotes. Oh, and then my dad another time, probably within the past 2-3 years, just talking to my dad one day, and he was talking to me he's like, I forgot my 401k for my job, and my dad's been retired for 6-7 years. And I was like, and the thing with my parents, I just don't want to talk about money. Again, I just want to be financially secure, whether that's 34 grand a year, which I live on now, or $34 trillion a year. I just want to be financially stable. That's it. My income or cash flow way more than my bills. My bills are as low as you could possibly get. But my dad's like, oh, I almost forgot my 401k had about $500,000 in it. So I don't think, and he literally said it like that, oops, there's $500,000 over there. So it's like, if my dad's cash, again, not checking his main account have a ticket in it, it's I think we can afford, again, $300K in the bank is Brad's business agreement, Brad being able to pay his gas bill for 10 years. And I can't imagine it would be that long. This is top world governments. It really is. They've approached me and told me that in person. I don't have access to court. If you have ever had access to being able to employ yourself or pay your bills comfortably, you live a privilege I do not understand. So those are just some more quotes that stuck out, and when it comes to finances and my parents, they are just purely disrespectful. And it doesn't matter, I don't care, I'm done talking reason. They made a business agreement, it is very, very, very makes sense a lot for them. I'm done dealing with it. But I'm still being a scapegoat. So, moving on. I had another, again, I have not had a comment on 610 YouTube videos in about 4 months. So I got a comment on LinkedIn finally. I'm just done posting on LinkedIn because, again, my entire LinkedIn is me trying to start a business after unification of natural sciences and being blacklisted to the point where anybody who could help me or do business with me, again, to the people in the future, I'm literally offering $10 million for publication, which is legally obligated, or 50 to 100 grand to distribute one of my 11 lecture series. So you don't have to pay me, you just have to let me pay you to distribute my property. That's how severe this shit is. So I posted on LinkedIn, where's my screenshots? God damn, why the fuck is everything so fucking hard to fucking find? User interface, this sucks. I go to my pictures, my screenshots aren't readily there. Why not? Okay, here we go. But I posted something like, life is impossible, everything's impossible again. Because I posted, hey man, let's do this business together. Hey man, I'm trying to start this over here. And I got no interactions whatsoever for 4 years. So now it's just fuck everybody on LinkedIn. But Joseph Connor, a Flutter developed software engineer, comments, you are going to hate that I say this, but the power of positive thinking is real. If you say it, it often has a greater chance of becoming reality. I challenge you, Brad, to a thought experiment. No, I do experiments, not thought experiments. Rewrite this post, and instead of abstract, matter-of-fact statements, in parentheses, opinions. Facts are not opinions, so just project your insecurities onto Brad. I'll do the first one. Life is impossible equals life seems impossible. So I think he meant to say life seems possible, or seems impossible, okay. Or life is almost impossible, or life right now is impossible, or these fuckers won't give me the rights that I deserve, ... out this moment. These subtle changes are powerful indeed. No, direct violation of the United States Constitution, I need somebody to enforce that and release my property to me. That is the only thing I'm doing on there. To which I responded, this is a legal complaint, not a sob story. Thanks, Joe.
But again, I post direct statements of fact. People with the maturity and emotionality of a 14-year-old think that I'm being sad or aggressive. I'm not. My life is fucking shit. Right? Luka Doncic right now can make a choice. He can go eat out at a restaurant. Eating out is completely off the table anymore. Like I do not have a budget for anything. Oh, wowzers. But again, if you have a license from a state to any degree for any capacity, you need to cite your sources. Plagiarism is theft of intellectual property. But if you plagiarize a college essay to get into college, you get kicked out and expelled, and your degree gets expunged. If the entire university steals everything you do and issues their degree, well, they just make a lot of money and say, well, we're good people. I want your Harvard, your MITs, your Caltechs, all your really smart, goofy fucks. Put them in a room with me and see how long their behavior. I want to see them exercise. Again, intelligence to me is doing things. Having complete competence of your body. Which, again, I don't have access to healthcare, so I can't exercise properly right now. But I'm sure Luka Doncic can get the healthcare he needs because he's a privileged fuck that just shoots hoops. All those people out there decide I'm very competitive. Let's compete. But let's compete fairly. I want the losers out of society for real. Okay. 56-year-old woman charged in the unprovoked stabbing of an 18-year-old Indiana University student because she was Asian. The victim is stable, and I think the woman had 60-plus court cases. Saw that on a Reddit comment, didn't double-check that. But a 56-year-old nasty white old bitch, you can just see it in her face, has no values whatsoever. She's going to, instant she gets offended or wants to be aggressive, she's going to resort to primitive behavior, stabbing an 18-year-old Asian kid on the bus. What a productive member of our society. I got a seemingly real Tinder match for the first time, literally, legitimately 8 months. She was a 52-year-old Latina that I actually thought was very hermosa. But sent her a message, hey, how's your day going? She liked my picture and sent me a wavy hand, and then I got no response. So after 24 hours, if dating at all feels like difficult at all, it's unmatched instantly. I'm just done. That was my first Tinder match, and she was actually really fine. And probably 8-9 months. And I got liked on one picture and a wavy, and that's the most social interaction I've had at all. And again, another thing my mom's like, she's like, why? We need to socialize. We want you to be happy. Again, the only thing that makes me post anything angsty at all is financial stress. Again, as crime is being committed against me, I've reached directly out to police chiefs I know. They won't do anything because it's actually true. The top of the government's actually told people you can't interact with this guy, which is torture. And then they tell me in person you can do basically whatever they want because they fuck their fat, nasty wives. That little Rottweiler golden retriever they had at HQ Flats. But so yeah, I still can't date. Again, I can't date, I can't socialize, I can't access any social structure whatsoever. 20-year-old Devin Willock and 24-year-old Chandler LaCroix killed in a car crash after University of Georgia football championship celebration. Oh, we're all excited, we're in the car, we just won, woo, woo, woo. Now we engage in reckless behavior. Maybe we drive too fast, or maybe we're just excited and not paying attention to the road. We need to learn to control our behavior, boys and girls, so we don't kill ourselves or each other. That would be a good start. Be a good start to 2023. No, never going to happen. Italy busts Sicilian mafia boss Matteo Messina Denaro after 30 years on the run. He was Italy's #1 fugitive. I don't know where they arrested him, but he was living in a modest apartment. I just saw another mobster pop up of something. Again, I don't follow the mob scene much. I follow Gambino mobster Frank Camuso busted in sprawling NYC construction kickback scheme. So we got a couple mob guys getting picked up. So I don't know if it's technically called the mob in Italy. Maybe the mafia, I don't know. La Familia Cosa Nostra. But, yeah, so that's cool. MLK, the statue, the Embrace, is unveiled in Boston, Massachusetts. It was made in bronze by Hank Willis Thomas. It cost about $10.5 million for cost and maintenance. Kind of looks like you're swaddling a turd, to be completely honest. But for our hardworking person, MLK, he's a pretty good social justice warrior, but he's also cheating on his wife, so I don't know what kind of man does that, to be honest. But now we have a swaddling turd called the Embrace to honor MLK as we continue to murder children who won't prescribe cannabis. Yeah. But I have been eating my first solid breakfast in 9 months. Again, to my mom, to all these people watching this, I do not be able to eat properly because I feel financial stress, and I have no way to resolve that. And this is year 7. And this is year 11 without any day-to-day life whatsoever at all. But I've been eating Hot Pockets. They've been going down well. been eating dinner fine, body weight's holding between, I don't know, when I wake up right in the morning, 175, 176 to about 182, 183. So I'd like to be 5 to 10 pounds heavier, but I'm not exercising properly, so as long as I'm eating, I really don't care. How degrading that is. My life is literally degraded to the point where it's like, if I can eat one solid meal, then it's like, that is like the best my life could ever be. Let alone experiencing happiness or fun or joy and excitement or having a career at all. 72 people killed in an airplane crash in Nepal. Oh, Tapilai no Shah. Uh-oh, I'm not feeling too good. No sunshine. Built in France. Some video evidence, no cause determined. So we have the French manufacturers on scene. I think it was just like a solo plane crash and not planes colliding. But the French team is on, the Les Bleus is out there to check them out. New Mexico candidate arrested in a string of shootings, sending hitters and shot a house himself. LOL. Pena, I believe his name was, served 7 years after robbery conviction. I don't know if that was one of the shooters, but literally here in America we have a congressman sending out shooters to shoot up houses of people that he alleged stole elections. Right, so now Donald Trump says the elections are stolen, then Carrie Lake says the elections are stolen, and we're not going to do anything besides that. Now we have a congressman or a representative having people shoot people. Primitive behavior will escalate. People need to change their behavior. Changing behavior is doing things new. And people can't do that. They can't. Moderna's RSV vaccine shows 84% effective in older adults. Oh no. If it's mRNA, I think it's mRNA, but again, there's no meaningful difference between vaccine and mRNA vaccine. You just have weirdos like Brett Weinstein and Eric Weinstein and Joe Rogan. Liars and thieves. They are liars and thieves and child killers. Suppressing science kills children. There's no step of logic between that. They are child killers. They have platforms in which they can disseminate scientific information. They kill children. They will be treated as child killers. But again, we don't want 84% effective. No way, that's not effective. If I was going to add 84% chance of winning the Powerball $1.2 billion lottery, that's not effective. No way. No way, man. Vaccines absolutely limit transmission and severity of disease, and everything we've said, they are safe and effective. If you lie about history to any capacity, forget COVID, vaccines, anything, if you lie about history, you are being prosecuted and financially sued to you go to zero. And people over the age of 12 should have the competency to support science and stop killing people. Watched Lex Friedman, number 352, with Omar Suleiman of Islam. Dude was clearly well educated. I watched most of it, it's like 3 hours. I probably watched 2.5 hours of it. But it was a good conversation. It was well educated. Really not any talking points, but haven't been watching much of these podcasts anymore because they're just thieves to me. This is my sixth. I'll have time-stamped videos from 2017. I have 5 years. 5 going on 6 years, and all I'm doing is creating content. 50 subscribers. I'll probably lose one after this video. Right there at that 50 mark. So again, shout out to my 50 subs. Greta Thunberg gets arrested in Germany during climate protest, released after detention. She's just a dumb bitch. I think she's actually like autistic or Asperger's syndrome or some shit. But this is another dumb bitch. Gets some attention, and then she looks defiantly into the wind, just like Eric Weinstein's LinkedIn picture. I love it when people look up to the sky like they're looking at something. Look at the camera and wave hi to all the cute boys and girls out there. Not much to say with Greta. U.S. police killed approximately 1,176 people in 2022. I've read stats that they started tracking in 2015 or 2013. For some comparison, Germany had 8 in total in 2021, and the UK had 2. Just random stats I found on Reddit. It doesn't really mean much to me. Again, Americans are cranked off weirdos in general. The police are also cranked off weirdos in general. It just depends on the situation, meaning 1,100, 1,200 people doesn't strike me as a lot or little, depending case by case. So no real things there, with absolutely fundamentally no respect for any law enforcement officers, because my rights are violated to the point where I can't have health care, a career, or a family, or stop getting denigrated every 2 days. Brian Walsh demonstrates a high level of maturity and intelligence. He kills his wife Anna, then Googles some of the following great things. So this is another high level criminal, high quality person turned high level criminal. He Googled, is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them? Those are the first ones. This is from 6:25 a.m. to about, I don't know, we'll see how long for someone to be missing to inherit? Can you throw away body parts? What does formaldehyde do? How long does DNA last? Can identification be made on partial remains? Dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. How to clean blood from wooden floor. Luminol to detect blood. Where's that one? What happens when you put body parts in ammonia? Is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them? Hacksaw best tool to dismember. Can you be charged with murder without a body? Can you identify a body with broken teeth? What happens to hair on a dead body? What is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on a surface in the woods? Can baking soda make a body smell good? How long before a body starts to smell? How to stop a body from decomposing? How to embalm a body? My personal favorite, 10 ways to dispose of a dead body. Like a BuzzFeed article or some shit. Click here for 10 ways to dispose of a dead body. Oh, excuse me, it was 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. So those are some of the great Google searches from our high quality husband, hopefully not father, and citizen Brian Walsh. Kills his wife. I think it was 59 and like 54, mid-50s, and the wife I think was like 39. So that is another great character to our society. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern resigns before election. That is the Prime Minister of New Zealand. I said I might move to New Zealand. I looked into their laws, can't smoke cannabis. Where on the fucking earth can you just have, like, be left alone? Where I can smoke some weed, drink some beers, maybe do some mushrooms every now and again, do scientific research, have a family. Where the fuck is that on planet Earth? I really don't think it's anywhere. But there was no scandal, just done with the job. It's done about 6 years, I think, but she's going to resign before, I believe, February 7th, which is, I guess, their election or something. And final talking point, Ron DeSantis, another absolute criminal who's distributing my property, another child killer, who was an illiterate frat boy. They got some attention, and now he's popular, and now he has no values and asserts dumb shit. So no respect for Ron DeSantis, Ted Cruz, Mike DeWine's up there too, for running for the stupidest fucks in the world. But Ron DeSantis blocks AP African American Studies course for breaking Florida's anti-critical race theory law. I'm pretty neutral on this. Again, it's just another one of those classes where it's like I want to go way out of my way to block it. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't think there's any value to it. I'll take a history class. I want history to be taught as history. I'm suing people who aren't teaching history as history. The whole thing. And so it's like, do I African American studies? Like, I mean, maybe to like slavery and stuff. But I don't know, why wouldn't it just be African studies? Why not just American studies? African American, that's kind of just, it's a nonsensical term to me. So I guess nonsensical is not actually a word, it'd just be nonsense in proper context. But yeah, I don't know. I would not block. I would certainly not block the study. Do I see there's much? There was certainly not AP African American Studies when I was taking AP courses. But I just don't see what unique history there is for African American. They might say slavery or this, but again, that's American history. Slavery is a part of American history. African is part of African history. So it's like, neither of those bother me. Teaching how terrible slavery was and how brutal and shit it was. So this is just I don't know what this is. I didn't know African American Studies. That's not a unique portion of history to me. You can freak out when you get American history is American history, African history is African history. I don't know, but critical race theory. And again, I brushed across that. I certainly hear it in buzzwords, but I don't know what that is either. So critical race theory is just like teaching about black history, sure. Well, again, there's brown people and pink people. I don't know who's black. Maybe like maybe there's some like dark-skinned aliens, but human beings aren't black or white. We're pink and we're brown, and that's our range. So I honestly forget whatever the fuck critical race theory is. Again, if it makes no sense, I can't remember what it is. So critical race theory, what theory about anything? And why is it so critical? You should certainly teach all history. That's my point here. So it's like, I just don't know what the fuck this is. So yeah, doing a lot of productive things here in America, killing children, denying science, and refusing to change our behavior to any capacity whatsoever. But I had talking points piled up, had to get one of these episodes out there. So not much else to say. Again, I'm still under financial stress. My life quality is still zero. Not sad at all. Not in any capacity. I'm just not excited. Like there's just nothing to be excited for. My life has been nothing for 12 straight years. Nothing. My life was pretty shit before then, and now it's just nothing. I'm owed a lot of money. All of these YouTubers and stuff, they get famous in 1 to 2 years. 1 to 2 years of regularly putting out content. This is my 6th. But I'm a scapegoat. I'm not shadow banned. I'm actually banned from the Constitution of the United States of America. So, thank you for watching Language Litigation Integration Part 176, Casual Conversations 91. See you on the next one.